Guys, Amsternos Books back today with another video, and today we are talking about my debut book of the month, which is Shazzwick of the Land by Ka-Yee Essoe. Now, Ka-Yee did actually give me an ER because she is in some of the discords that I'm in and everything, and she's an extremely lovely lady, and nothing but love for her, and even giving my bozo ass, a copy in advance. But I did keep things real with her, and I did pleasantly enjoy the book. This is another one I wanted to kind of get away from for a little bit, let my mind kind of sort through where I would internally kind of rank it and think about it. So ultimately, let's kind of get into everything. Pros. This is hard for me. It was an ebook. And I don't really do ebooks. That's just not my thing. But I do think it is a pretty well written book, all things considered. Like I've talked about before, as long as you're not trash at prose, you're chilling. So, characters, I'm leaning at like a 3.5. I think if it isn't Shazzwick and if it isn't Magnolia, I don't really think a lot of the characters for me landed. But those two main characters I think are pretty strong. And I really hope you guys end up actually supporting this book, because I do think this is overall a really interesting idea and one that can really make some names, make some, waves if people gave it a real chance. I think the plot of the book for me is about a 3. I think at times, I think the very beginning and the very end are really fucking good. I think the middle is not bad, but I think at times I feel like we kind of get lost in certain things, and I feel like at times we spend too much time with certain characters and areas, or we don't spend enough time with certain characters and areas. And I feel like if Ka-Yee could just hone in a little bit and be like, okay, this is what we want to focus everything on, then she's got it. I think there's real potential there. The world building, I'm giving the world a 3.5 to a 4. I think that, first of all, so this book, I probably should have done this in advance, so that is on me. But Shazzwick of the Land is, hold on, I'm pulling this up. Born with a coveted magic, Magnolia goes into hiding after her mother's violent abduction. Shazzwick of the Land promises to help find her. One with the land, Shaz is of a people so rare, most people believe they are but a myth. He is unnamed, and for the first time, he has something to lose. War is spreading. Magnolia alone has the magic to defeat the sorceress warlord who has shattered her family and corrupted the powerful Deus of Land. Can Shaz keep his mortal love alive as she confronts the warmongering sorceress? Time Becomes Relevant is the first in a literary epic fantasy trilogy told through the lens of a love story. Written in a hopeful tone in the soaring mood of Chinese immortal fantasy, set in a multicultural world, this is a tale of geopolitics, intrigue, complex familial dynamics, elemental versus death magic, found family, and deep friendships that bridges cultures, races, and times. And I think that this book overall is pretty good. I actually am interested in the book too, that I believe Ka-Yee is a good chunk through already, writing wise. I'm gonna leave a link to her like website / Kickstarter, all of that sort of stuff. I think this book is actually pretty good. It's really cool to meet someone who's like actually just putting out their first book, and I'm able to kind of give my honest thoughts. So would I recommend this book? Honestly, I would. I think the romance dynamic is a little weird. I'll get into that in the spoilers. But like, I think the world is so interesting, and the power system has something really cool there. And I think that towards the end, it started getting towards that, oh my, this political intrigue, this world is expanding, and there's real interesting ideas. So I think ultimately I would give this book about a 3, maybe a 3.5 out of 5. Do I think it's a incredible book. By my rating, no. But I think it's a pretty damn good debut, all things considered. Like, could it be ranked higher or rated higher to show it's actually, insane? Sure. But it's a debut. Part of the point to me right now, I have no reading critic credentials. But when I read a debut, I do it for two things. One, I want to see what the author has in the now, right? But I want to see what the potential is. Like, again, I'm huge into basketball, right? So, like, when you watch guys at college or in high school or whatever, you can see potential. And you go, okay, if this guy works on this, and this, he can be an all-star, superstar, top of the league, whatever it is. Or you're like, I don't see it. Like, this guy's a role player, fringe all-star once or twice, but With Ka-Yee, I do see genuine potential to be a great author. I think right now it's just a little bit rough in some spots, but I think she's extremely open to legitimate criticism. And I think just even our private conversations together, I did give my honest, like, I thought this was a little weird. I think this is a little weak. I think this stuff is really good. And the twist at the end is awesome. So now, guys, we're going to get to the part where I do my reactions and I have a little spoiler talk. So without further ado, I want you guys to read this book. I know this video might get however many views, I don't care. I believe that the point of this debut channel, even if it's 5 people who end up picking up this book, I did my job of trying to actually just promote something new and something fun and something that people can be like, I was there when Ka-Yee was just off a Kickstarter. So again, guys, I appreciate each and every one of you who are watching this. I'm now going to start the reactions. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and let's get right into it now. All right, guys, new reading vlog. I have been still reading. I just did a bunch of stuff, but I am currently reading Time Becomes Relevant by Ka-Yee Essoe.
Ka-Yee Essoe.
Ka-Yee Essoe. I apologize. I don't know how to pronounce anything. And that is why I'm very, very happy that Ka-Yee has a damn pronunciation guide. Thank you, Jesus. All right. Ka-Yee, because I know you'll be watching this video, and I'm sorry if I'm butchering the pronunciation still. I appreciate you, homie. So this is an arc. This is actually going to be the debut book of the month. So I'm going to try and get this video up pretty soon, but I'm on 26% in. And man, Magnolia, Shazzwick, you have some of these side characters, but these two characters and the way they interact and the way that they talk about the world is so interesting. So this book started, and it's just typical fantasy stuff, like, like little girl hanging out at home, dad's coming home from war, and the mom is a warrior, which already does a really good twist on a lot of, ancient, because this book is meant to be in like a fantasy China. I'm in. This book has got me. I am doing an e-reader. I don't really like e-reading, but obviously the book isn't out yet, and this is an indie release and all that jazz. I'm loving this book. The character work is interesting. The world building still has mystery and the magic and this idea of, the reach, which is like how Shazzwick, who is like a consciousness kind of, and can it's so fun and interesting and unique. I'm 26% in, and the writing is good. The world building is so fun. This reminds me a lot of Kingdom, a manga that is about China during the Warring States period. And obviously it's a bit different because this is a fantastical China. Well, not like actually in China, but you know what I'm saying. And that's more reality China to some extent. This shit's cooking. Like, the world, I think, is really good. Some of the side characters so far are okay. But it's like Shazzwick and Magnolia are so good that the rest doesn't matter as much. And I want to learn more about these dark elves, and I want to go out there and fucking kill some people to get the mom back. Okay? Because that was awesome. The mom being a kick-ass machine, I fuck with it. All right? Ka-Yee, you got something special. Possibly lined up. 26% in, guys. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I'm going to try and get to like 30 to 35 before I, get done kind of reading for the day. But if anything crazy happens, I'll make another vlog. If not, see you guys in the next one. Peace. Okay, so 50% into time becomes relevant. My thoughts. Shazzwick and oh my god, I'm blanking now. I feel like an idiot. And Magnolia, awesome. The world is getting even bigger. So I'll give it this for a debut, and I think it's the first of a trilogy. That's confirmed. The world is like the idea of these sensory beings that run over certain territories of the land, I think is really, really cool. And the idea that there's like a one above all, like there's a god of the gods. And it's really cool too. I like that they don't acknowledge themselves as immortal. Zeth is a kick-ass machine. I gotta lie. Yo, whenever we get to fight that man, we gotta lock in. Because this dude is so important. They have 3 decoy assassins to protect him. Now, this dude, he better be moving out here like Darth Maul and Phantom Menace. Like, he better just be packing people up. Oh my god. That was so good. So, where are we now in the plot? Well, Libre is officially, I think, being attacked by the Dark Elves. And another assassination attempt has been foiled. And I think this idea of the bond, or the bonding experience between these higher beings and the mortals is really cool too, because of how it can change them. The Unnamed. Sorry, just like reclicked at my head. But I actually am enjoying this book. I think so far though, again, I feel like the side characters are kind of weak. And at times it feels like if it isn't one of the main two, I don't know. I feel like its overall cast is kind of weak. At least so far, I'm 50% in. So there's a chance in the next 25-ish% that when I come back, they're elite. And they all have these moments. But right now, they're okay. The world is really cool. The main characters are cool. And this like magic system is really interesting to me. But yeah, really enjoying it so far. Another pretty good debut. So see you guys in the next one. Peace. Okay, so we're doing an emergency vlog. I just read chapter 27 of Shazzwick, or The Time Becomes Relevant, whatever the fuck. Fuck, man. Not the mom, man. Not the mom, man. Oh! Man, I'm not gonna lie. For a little bit there, I was struggling. I was like, the characters are kind of weak for the most part. The world's still really cool, but I just don't feel that invested. She said, fuck you talking about? Bro. Not her saying, my heart. You got me. You got me. That should kind of hit. Because I'm reading it, I'm like, wait. But that's... I was like, nah. Maybe it's a different spelling or something. Maybe I got lost in the sauce. No. It is what I thought it was. I've got 3 chapters left. That was a good-ass move. Now I'm curious where this ending goes. See y'all in the next one. And we're back. So, with all of that in mind, I think the romance is a little weird because Shazzwick is an immortal being and Magnolia was like 14 or something, or 12 when they first met. So like him loving her then and then always loving her and watching over her, some of that stuff's a little weird. I don't think, obviously, it's meant to be anything like gross or malicious. Obviously, that is not the intent. It just reads odd, if that makes sense. And I think a lot of the characters who aren't Mag and aren't Shazzwick aren't that interesting yet. I do think Mag's dad has some interesting potential. to really kind of break out and do his own thing as a politician, as a leader in that regard. I think the badass, assassin that we had in this book, he was a badass. And then, bro, Michaela, bro. When the mom showed up and started murking people, I was so mad. I said, there's no fucking way. We just spent this whole book hoping to find mama. And for her to do this? Nah, she's got to be corrupted, bro. There ain't no way. There ain't no fucking way. I think the idea of the unnamed is actually super interesting, and how like so many of these beings are like not quite gods, so they're not just omnipotent, overpowered. Like at that point, why are Magnolia and her people even in the story? But I love the idea of how these unnamed have to interact with each other in the world, and how the microfauna, the macrofauna, of the water, of the land, of the east, west, all that. I love that because it shows this idea, right, that the world has so many different components. And I really do think Ka-Yee can really tap into that and make it something fun and special. So again, I'm sure she'll be watching this video. And again, I want to thank her so much for this opportunity to have read this book early, to have finished it early. I believe, let me make sure I do this right before I tell you guys something that is not true, but I believe the book comes out when I'm recording this. It should come out April 22nd. It's April 21st when I'm recording it. So I think that this book is going to be awesome. I think I have so much hope and excitement and love for what this series can be. And again, I think at times some of this stuff got a little clunky. Like I think the plot at times we got bogged down in talking about everybody else doing things and not getting to see it. Like it's telling, not showing. And sometimes that works. But other times I'm like, let me go in there. Let me see what these other powers are doing. What this sorceress empress can do. Let me see it. Right? And not just hear about it from Shazzwick or the Lord or the lore. I just let me go in and see some. And again, I think in that way, though, it is a little frustrating wanting that more. But I think that Ka-Yee is going to tap into that more in the next book. So that's why I'm very hopeful. And I'm very, very interested in where this trilogy goes. The beginning too is so good. When it's just Michaela and the dad and Mags and her family on their land, and how much like Mags looked up to both of her parents. And I think it's a really good family dynamic that was shown, of the mother actually being this fucking kick-ass warrior and the dad being this politician kind of formal suit guy. I think it's a really good twist, because like, again, in a lot of Asian art or work of ancient times, it's the idea of, the mom just stays at home because the mom is the mom, and the dad has to go out and be, the breadwinner and all that. But here it's like, no, the mom is home, but she can kick some fucking ass. And you're lucky that she's not out there kicking some ass. So I think that Ka-Yee, again, does some really fucking good stuff here, guys. And again, I think it's just my internal frustrations as a reader with some of the stuff we didn't get, or like some of the weird stuff with the romance. I think the side characters really, to me, I just struggled to connect personally. Now, this is just me. Some of our other readers that I'm told enjoyed that, and I'm very happy. And I hope that those of you watching this video go, Emser, you're fucking tripping. This character is awesome. That character is awesome. You're wrong. That's fine. I want to be wrong. I want there to be discourse. I want there to be conversation. And again, I think this is a pretty strong debut, all things considered. I am very interested in this second book of this trilogy, which I believe, again, on her website, she's already actually a good chunk of her way through editing-wise, I believe. I could be wrong, though. And I am just so excited for the future of Ka-Yee as a writer. So again, guys, this was Emser Knows Books. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Have a beautiful rest of your day, guys. Peace out.